High School in Northern Virginia.
That's a long tag. I'm not going to remember all that.
His name is Oak from Yorktown High School in Northern Virginia. No.
Okay.
And Remark is disproportionately good versus Falco, and also a strange Falco. So it's a good draw for him, Lewis, in those respects, but Lewis is heavily favored here.
Okay, understood. The stage has been set. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So we're cheering for Remark, or are we just outright?
I'm cheering for Remark, but Lewis is a great guy, a great community figure, and is, I don't know, just a really ideal community member as well. These are two great guys.
And Remark has started a combo. Unfortunately, not able to clean up the tech chase.
Yeah.
Down there. Yep.
I'll be interested to see Remark's punish game, because he is quite a prolific gimper in ways that, like, not a bunch of Marths. He's not just doing the copy-paste like what Zane did in 2017, per se.
Sure.
I think it can be a little bit more creative. He's also really good at finding tipper spacing, but he doesn't normally play against a Falco as good as Lewis. But look at that.
Yeah,
he's going out there.
Right. So as a skilled gimper, any inspiration from like Fendi, who happens to be standing right behind him? No down tilt.
No. Actually, he maybe will go for a down tilt sometimes, but it's strange. Like, he'll mix in a neutral B for different timings.
Oh, wow.
He will, like, sometimes grab ledge or just back off and get a off and get a better space down tilt for, like, waiting out a shine stall.
So Remark is like one of those players, having not engaged directly with a lot of the community. That's like when players from like an isolated country come and play, like
when Konatori came over,
yeah,
like the Japanese Sheik did Chain. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
oh, that's neat then.
It's a little bit isolated, and it's something that we've lost a lot in an online era.
That's true.
Where the regional dialects of styles have watered down because things are globalized, and we have so much more access to the mainstream. Yeah. So it's interesting to see. Oh my God, Kevin! Just grab him? That wasn't great. You just threw him up. You didn't even pummel.
I guess he went behind him, so there was less likely to get. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Bumps the head a little bit. Drifts too far, and Lewis doing really nice timing on the refresh. Straight into jumping out of shield.
Yeah, you're right to call it a close set. We're at 2 stock speeds. It's halftime.
It is halftime. Yeah.
Well, it was halftime like 10 seconds ago, but
I don't think you would expect that. I think Lewis was seated above like Calvar at critical mass.
Well, here's one of the key things about players who are isolated is often they're not so skilled at changing their play style throughout the match based on what their opponent does.
This is how they play.
So it really remains to be seen whether or not Remark can be able to keep up this pace, because Lewis has already changed the way that they played a little bit.
That's true. That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, the option selection has changed a little. And it's resulted in a stock only taking 10%. It was about a 50 seconds of Lewis control.
It was.
That's a lot of time of possession.
I'm really scared of a Falco when they start to run it like that. It just sort of feels impossible, right? You're in a bunch of losing situations. Oh, nice. I like not going for a double down air there. Because what if?
Yeah, and one thing I think Lewis has caught on to is Remark is not lunging forward and challenging the space behind Lewis. So Lewis is free to stay with lasers in that mid zone until they see a chance, like a little bit of frame advantage to get in close and then start applying the Falco pressure, which is why the lasers started to come out in like a particular place.
You think a couple more, like a little bit more forward posturing from Remark could be threatening?
Maybe necessary, yeah. Whether it's like the dash all the way up down tilt, or like run forward, jump, be ready with fair, or fair after the laser or something.
Yeah. I mean,
that's
like new school Marth stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was a dash attack, which is maybe the old school version, right? Just wasn't quite far enough, because even the dash attack was challenging the space where Lewis was currently holding, not the space behind Lewis. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so stage position is going to be an important player, I think for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, and it's just been the Lewis show since halftime. Lewis took 10% one stock and then 0% the next stock. So you're right. I think the adaptations have been pretty crazy, but I think it's largely due to the neutral, right? Like when Remark is getting an opening, he can still hang.
Yeah, I mean, no, Remark's punish game has been, I don't know if I'd say remarkable, but at least notable.
Nice. Also, Remark is, not to dox, because I've already listed his close ones and his alma mater, and his first name, but his last name is backwards of Remark. His last name is Kramer.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's just a bunch of info about him. His social security is 2287. Yeah. Oh. Water transformation, trying to dash dance on the windmill.
Yeah, Nair's all the way onto that platform. I think actually pretty safe because the way the platform was floating there. It's like these platforms are extra small.
Yeah.
So that Nair covers the whole thing. They're only going to get pushed off at worst, and because of the height, you're not going to be punished after pulling back.
And Lewis, he's smart. He's going to be doing anti-platform tech too. Like, I think he can hit up the slide off. He'll do that instant back air. Ooh, nice wave dash.
Does Remark have like a melee comparison, like someone that they looked after to learn from? Like, you know, it was like Michu King or something? Or no?
He really likes Wizzy.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think
so no.
He's weird. I would characterize him more like a Koopa Troopa or something, where like the combo trees and extensions are a little bit like unique and quirky. And he's generally well-rounded as well. In like the neutral, it's not particularly campy. He's not balls to the wall, moving around or anything.
Yeah.
But he'll like surprise you with a lot of interesting forward smashes. Your surprise will tipper, and with gimps that are pretty consistent as well.
Yeah, you know, pretty decent showing from Remark. I think you're right. The difference was in neutral, especially once Lewis started to find that some spaces were safe, right? Because when any spot that Remark made unsafe, if Lewis was there, the game was even. It's only once Lewis started finding the higher expected value areas that they were really able to pull ahead.
Just a little
like
place to, like, when you're ice skating and you're new, just hanging on to the rail a little bit.
Yeah, no, I just fell down and lost my...
Mine too.
Got the wind knocked out of me, then I, like, kind of didn't do it again.
You fell forward?
I fell back.
You fell back?
Just fell real hard.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, it was, like, right on the small of my back right there.
I hit my back of my head.
Yikes. But yeah, just like ice skating.
Just like ice skating. Finding a way. Also, Chic Ices is similar, where I play really grounded. I really like playing grounded Chic versus Ices.
You're wild for that.
But I still do. You need the platform just to take a breath.
But you're playing on the ground. You're just like resetting for a moment on the platform.
Right. I'm using it's like a back rope for me. You know, like you just.
A back rope. Yeah.
Yeah. Lean back for a second, then you can go back in.
Huh.
Yeah.
But there has to be like a way they can take advantageous stage position while you do that, right?
How I take stage?
No, how like the ICs, like can't they come forward to like I guess not, because you're always able to threaten like needles off the platform or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like fall through fair.
It's not perfect, but you know, I can shield drop fair, and I can
that's that human part of the game.
That's the human part of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. They can be, once I start trying to avoid their aerials through the platform by jumping towards the top platform, they start sharking with up airs, that movement between platforms. You know, that's the human part. But I like, people often need just a little reset area. You're playing with fire, you're executing a lot, you're in the mix of the rhythm, and you're kind of trying to keep track of all of these beats. It's tiring.
It is tiring. It's tiring like if you're running like a big project or something too, and maybe you need to find like a little solace somewhere, like a platform on the side, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, take a break from your anxiety sometimes. It's important to reset.
It's important.
Take a vacation.
Take a walk.
Yeah. Short breaks. I always advocate for lots of short breaks. I've heard of K-Mac. I know K-Mac.
And I've heard of Bund.
Bund.
I know
yeah.
Bund. Yeah.
Wow. We have K-Mac versus Bund now. If that wasn't this player here. I don't actually know the player. I recognize the name. Yeah.
I see.
Probably have played K-Mac at some point in the past.
Okay.